Alright, so now that we have this, I'm actually going to change the order of the steps that I did in the previous versions of the video, so that you can understand this color over here a bit more. So I'm just gonna go inside of the material. Where's the notes over here? All right. So as you know, um, having this material as a gradient for the color is as simple as getting our texture that we already have, and then using the gray value of what we have here as the UVs of that texture here. So in order to do this, we need to append the vector to another value, and yeah, the previews are very slow, so you can't really see what's going on yet. But maybe if I just plug this here, if I save, probably gonna see some result. Okay, so why is it completely dark? This is 1, 1, set to 0. Oh, the default value, I think default values are set to 1, yeah. Let's just put our default values to 0. Since the default value here is set to 1, it makes our texture appear off screen, like outside of the range. And now that it's clamped, it actually makes it completely invisible. So let's just save this. Alright, there it is. So a texture like this, on a gradient like that, you can see what's going on. The gradient is still being preserved, but now wherever it's white, it corresponds to the right side of this texture over here, and wherever it's black on the top and at the bottom, it corresponds to the left side of what we have over here. So when we plug this into our texture over here, that's the result that we get. And if we were to take a different type of texture, like a noise, texture sample parameter 2D. So if we were to take a noise, I'm gonna go with my favorite one, which is, yeah, that one. You will see the result. Yeah, you get this sort of effect over here. Oh, and right now, yeah, the opacity is there, but if I actually plug this in opacity, sorry for that, we have to wait a bunch of seconds every time I make any change. Now you get this pattern over here. So if we just go back to what sorry, oh, coronavirus. If we just go back to what we had, let's just plug this over there. Now let's multiply these two together so that you get oh, emissive color. I want it to be like this, at least just for now. So now if we save, now we have that gradient over here, that noise over here, being multiplied with that gradient. So now it's fading out at the back end and at the front end. So what we do afterwards is we simply swap these two in here, and we plug this in our emissive color. I hope it makes more sense the way that I explain it now, because I know that in the previous video I just did it. And then it worked. So now we get this over there. I hope you'll see it well. It's a bit faded, it's hard to see, but it's there. So now this color node, that's the one we won't use anymore. We'll just put it aside. We don't need to delete it in case that I feel like using it again later on. So this texture over here, I'll call it. Wait, is it a parameter? No, it's not a parameter. So since it's not a parameter, if we save the material and we create an instance of it, we won't have the option to change whatever texture is here. So let's just make sure to create another texture sample parameter 2D. I should type the whole thing. There we go. So I had it selected here, so I think it got assigned automatically, yes. So let's just swap these nodes. And let's call this one color gradient. And we will multiply it. I guess we could multiply it by the color. I know that in the previous video I was simply giving it a color boost, but color boost is a value just as much as color is a value, so we can use it with color. And then we'll also get particle color as well, so that we can also modify it inside of the particle system. So I'm just gonna raise this up. Alright, just trying to stay organized here. So RGB goes in here because it's what controls the emissive color. And we want it to fade. I'm actually gonna bring this back behind. I'm actually going to multiply the alpha of the particle color in here before it goes inside of the gradient, so that as the particle fades away, it goes towards red. If we don't plug it before it gets inserted inside of the color gradient, then the high tones will remain the higher tones as it will fade away. So we need to set it way back here. So we can plug the alpha over there. Let's just do this. You can simply double click on the branch to have it move like this, to have a sort of knot. All right, so we have this. Now if we click save, we should get exactly what we had before, the gradient that fades. The only difference now is that you can multiply this color by any color of your choice inside of the particle editor. So if you want to make it dark, you could use the exact same material but simply go inside of the particle system and make it darker over there. And we also have this additional control over here. If I want, same way that we would have color boost, if you want to boost it by 10, you simply insert 10 over here in the value. Then you click OK, and you will see that it shines bright. You will see as soon as they want us to see it. Oh my god, that is so slow. I wish I could press pause on these recordings. I don't think there's the pause option on this app, but there's worse. Alright, so we're not seeing anything, but in here, what about here? Yeah, we are seeing it. So I'm just gonna unplug this. So that was with a value of 10. If I put a value of 50, oh, I think, yeah, it got updated immediately. It's already brighter. If I set it back to 1, very dark. I like 50 actually. Yeah, 50 is looking good. Okay, so now that we have this, I'm going to stop the video now and start the new one.